Do you have a quite pile of scraps like I do here? Whether it is from previous projects or from a packaging, I keep most of them, even just a thin strip like I have here. If you have them as well, you might find this video helpful. And hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Indah and I am passionate about journaling and pen paling, and that means crafting as well. So today I'm gonna share to you 3 ways to use up your scraps. Today's video is a special one because it is a collaboration for the Junk Journal Joy Challenge hosted by Francesca, or you might know her as Junk Journal Joy, and the prompt is to create something with scraps. So thank you so much, Francesca, for inviting me, and this is my take on the challenge. So as you can see here, I have a variety of scraps. Most of them are the trim from journal pages. So if you don't already know, I make and sell handmade journals, and most of the time I need to somehow trim a little bit of the page. So I have that, and I also have some scraps from projects like pen palettes and also any other craft projects that I have collected over the time. Alright, so the first project that I like to use my scraps for is to make stamp samples. I love rubber stamps. I think it is like the unlimited supply in my collection because I can use it over and over again. We can use rubber stamps on various type of things, and that's just the perfect way to use our scraps because as for me, I have various type of papers here in my scraps. And as I mentioned earlier, I do pen palettes and I love sending stamp samples as an extra goodies for my pen pals. And other than for goodies, I can also use it for my next project. So it's nice to have ready to use supply, I would say. And even better is I can use up my scraps to make this. So I just pull out a trim here, and this one is a linen paper. So it's thicker than a copy paper. I love printing my printables on this kind of paper because it has a really nice texture, and knowing that, I just couldn't throw the leftover in the bin. So yeah, here it is. And stamping a stamp on it is really satisfying because again, it really gives a beautiful texture. Then the way I like to finish it off is by cutting them just in rectangles so that my pen pal can have option if they want it in rectangle like this or fussy cut it. I also fussy cut a couple here to give you a demonstration of how it looks like. And with the leftover from the fussy cut, I can still use it as a stamp sample for a smaller stamp like this. And I know that we don't always have a blank or white background like the linen paper that I was just using, and that's okay because stamping a rubber stamp on a busy kind of paper still works. So here I'm using a book page scrap, and other examples here I also have a craft paper and also a tissue paper. I actually love how it turns out here in this kind of paper, especially the book page and the tissue paper. I think it really turns out different and unique, and yeah, I actually really like them better than on a white background. What do you think? Well, yeah, to be fair, I like the ones that I made on a white background as well because it's versatile and we can actually color them. So yeah, that's an idea as well, to color them. But yeah, this is the first project of how I usually use my scraps for. The second idea is to make a bookmark. This might not sound like a big idea. I did this many times before as well, but what I want to share to you today is to recreate this bookmark that I got from a bookstore that I usually buy my books from. So it has like a slit on the top part of the bookmark, which I think is so smart because we can clip it and not having the bookmark slip or fell off. You will see what I mean when it's done. But yeah, I just followed the size of that bookmark and cut my trim, and for this I am using a thicker scrap, and I think it is a linen paper as well. And then I started making a collage basically. So I really want to use the book page that we stamped on the first project. I wanted to somehow be the focal point of this collage, and then I have a really beautiful scrap of flower pattern with blue background on it. If you noticed on the bookmark from the bookstore, the top part of it is the brand name, so that part will be like peeking through from the book, which I know you might be confused picturing what I mean, like what I'm saying, but you will see soon what I mean when it's finished. But what I'm trying to say is this flower pattern will be seen when we close the book, so I really want to use it on that part because it's so beautiful. And then I also put tissue paper from a packaging because I just love having different texture, so it is nice to touch. Then I also glued some small bits and pieces. I think this is the perfect time to use up your smaller pieces of scraps. And then I inked the flower pattern before I glue it down. And here I'm showing you the slit that I was talking about, so we will make it just like this one. But before that, I feel like something's missing, and I decided to use the stamp sample that I did on a tissue paper. So before I make the slit, I'm just finishing the shape by cutting the overhanging papers, add small stamps as a texture, and round the corners. I would also like to mention that this video is a part of a collaboration with the other 11 amazing creators. So starting from the 1st of November until the 8th of December, there will be a new video on every Tuesday and Friday from us, like from 12 creators, to share our take on this challenge, hoping to inspire you to use up your scraps. And you are so welcome to join this challenge, and please do, whether on YouTube or Instagram, please tag me and also tag Francesca and use the hashtag Junk Journal Joy Challenge 2023 so we can see your entry. I have the playlist link on my description box below for you to follow along and check the other videos from the other creators. So back to the video. Here I'm making my mark to make the slit, and I made a mistake of using a pen to do the marking. I should have used my pencil, so please don't make the same mistakes like I did here. And I am really sorry that half of the screen is my hair. I always did this, like I didn't realize it. So if you're interested in the measurement, I have it here on the screen so you can screenshot it. So it's done now, and this is how it looks when we put it in our book. And by the way, I really recommend this book, but yeah, isn't it so pretty? It clips on the page and we don't need to worry it will fall, and it's just so cute. When we close the book, we can see the floral pattern. So yeah, what do you think? I hope you like this one as much as I do. So the last project here is a paper cluster strip, I guess I would call it. You might have seen this kind of project in many other videos. I personally haven't tried this until this video, so this is my first attempt. Many of the videos that I have seen, they are using sewing machine, but I don't have a sewing machine, so I'm just gonna use glue. But I think it will be so beautiful, and it will give like a really nice texture when it is sewn. But anyway, I'm just gonna work with what I have. So basically it is as simple as making a collage or like a paper cluster with your scraps. You can really play around with this type of project, maybe make it in a certain color palette or a certain pattern. So it's really a stress-free project, I would say. And when it is done, you can use it for so many different things like a journal embellishment, journal page tab, or a decoration for any type of projects. I also saw people making collage with scraps for journal cover. That would be awesome too. I did that kind of cover as well for my journals last year. So yeah, honestly, the possibility of this project is endless. And for today, I'm gonna use it as a journal page embellishment. So I'm just flicking through which page that I want to put this decoration on, and then I just glue it with PVA glue because the base of this strip is linen paper, which is quite a thick one. So this is the finished look of the paper cluster strip. I am adding the girl stamp that we did in the first project, and yeah, I really like how it turned out, and we can really use up our scraps by doing this. So that's all that I have for you guys today. So we have 3 projects to use up our scraps. I really hope this video somehow helpful and inspires you, and don't forget to check my description box to see all about this challenge. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please click the like button and subscribe to me if you haven't already. It really means a lot to me. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I hope you're doing great, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!